Terraria Yo-Yos Only, an adventure that we must embark on in Terraria, wielding only yo-yos, swing into action, conquer bosses, and master the art of yo-yo combat. This video is proof that with skill and determination, anything is possible. Immediately, I do what anyone would, give my copper short sword to a slime, because I can't use it, so why can't he? I go to the desert to get cacti, and make full cactus armor. Looking for cobwebs so I can make my first weapon, I head into the caves, where I don't die to some sand, because who realistically would die like that? After willingly going back home, I head into a cave to the left of spawn where I instantly find some cobwebs, where I waste no time turning it into my first weapon, a wooden yo-yo. After I explore the caves a little bit more, I hear Piranha go, "Your inventory looks a little full. You should go back home." So I do just that and recall home so I can make some NPC housing. I find a pyramid with a non-cheesy method and get a sandstorm in a bottle. I then head into the snow biome for whatever reason and live for a very, very long time. My very first traveling merchant of this yo-yos only playthrough shows up and is selling a yellow counterweight. If you don't know, the yellow counterweight basically makes a smaller yo-yo show up after hitting an enemy, which almost doubles my damage output. I make a small house near the jungle so I can respawn and head inside to start farming for the Amazon, my next upgrade. I'm aware that you see the Abigail's flower, but getting this yo-yo is already taking me 15 hours, so hop off. As I'm dead for the 20 millionth time and rethinking doing this challenge at all, I feel an evil presence watching me, so I attempt to make an arena, but the eye spawns before I finish. While this fight is going terribly in every way, I still manage to get him into a second phase, and he even gets hit by a fallen star, which seals my demise. I continue farming for the ingredients for the Amazon when it starts raining slimes, so I frantically attempt to make my arena bigger for the fight, and he spawns. My movement, my defense, my health, my damage, it all isn't even close to enough to be able to beat King Slime. Feeling ashamed in losing to the two easiest bosses in the game, I quickly put together enough materials to make the Amazon. I head back into the jungle one more time to make a hook, namely the Ivy Whip. Wanting to officially have a fair fight, I sell my Abigail's flower, and next night summon the Eye of Cthulhu. The fight is miles easier than last time given my new movement and my new yo-yo, defeating the very first boss of this playthrough. I get the tiniest bit happy after winning and mine gold ore to make the full armor set. Before I get the full set, however, I find a very helpful fairy. Thank you, fairy. What would I have done without you? After maxing out my health and getting full gold armor, I fall into hell to find out you need a nightmare pickaxe to mine hellstone. I fight the eye again for more money and a better reforge on my shield, and then go to a demon altar to make another eye summon and an Eater of Worlds summon. I make a decent enough arena, put on a few buffs, and summon up the Eater of Worlds. This fight shouldn't be too bad. Maybe I can get somewhere. Oh, I died. I didn't even break him into two pieces. Maybe this fight is going to be difficult. I smash a shadow orb so the goblin army is able to spawn, and taking a break from the Eater of Worlds, I awaken the King of Slimes. I almost die at one point due to my own stupidity, but I'm luckily able to heal it all back from the nurse. The rest of the fight is really easy, and the King of Slimes is defeated. Unfortunately, I do not get the slimy saddle that I was looking for, so I fight him again. Unfortunately, he does not drop the slimy saddle on the second attempt, so I fight him again. I change into a ninja outfit and fight him a third time where he does not drop it. Finally, on attempt 4, he kindly hands over the slimy saddle mount, and call it cheating if you want, but this is going to be really good for the Eater of Worlds fight. I fight him again with my slimy saddle mount, and I don't use it at all and lose. Thinking the bone helm accessory would be good, I kill a Flinx, make an arena, and summon up the Deerclops. Even though the Deerclops has much more health than every other boss that I've fought so far, he doesn't despawn when you die, making the fight a breeze. With my new accessory, I make a worm food to summon the Eater of Worlds, and then my recording crashes. So basically I just fought him and lost. That's it. Taking another break from the Eater of Worlds, I decide to take to the skies where I get a lucky horseshoe, a shiny red balloon, another lucky horseshoe, a celestial magnet, and a star fury. Wanting some fledgling wings, I take to the other side of the world where I find a shiny red balloon with the exact same reforge as the one I already have. I sell my Star Fury, and not wanting to wait for a goblin army to spawn on its own, I farm goblin scouts to make a goblin battle standard. I get enough to make a goblin battle standard and summon up the goblins. I don't die a single time, unlike Frank, and the goblins are defeated. I head into the caves to find the Goblin Tinkerer and find him pretty quickly. I buy a pair of rocket boots and a Tinkerer's Workshop. I make Spectre boots, a sandstorm and a balloon, that into a yellow horseshoe balloon, and also make some green string. I head into the underground desert to get the golfer so I can get golf cart keys later. Feeling I need an upgrade to my yo-yo, I head into the underground jungle so I can hollow out a large area to fight the queen bee. I summon up the queen bee and lose very quickly. Unfortunately, the recording crashes, but I do have a screenshot of her dead. With my new yo-yo, I feel confident that I can beat the Eater of Worlds now, to which I summon him up, and the Eater of Worlds is defeated. With my Demonite and Shadow Scales, I make a Nightmare Pickaxe, to which I immediately head into Hell to start mining Hellstone for full Molten Armor. I make full Hellstone Armor, and go to the dungeon, wait for nighttime, and curse the old man. The fight is really easy, and I'm able to take out both of his hands at around the same time, to which I quickly defeat Skeletron, allowing access to the dungeon. I enter the dungeon to get my next upgrade, the Valor, which only takes 2 chests before I find it. I quickly reforge it to Godly and head to Hell to start farming for the Cascade Yo-Yo, the yo-yo I'll be using to fight the Wall of Flesh. I begin building my Hell Bridge and then take a break to golf so eventually I can get the golf cart keys, which is a mount that will make the Wall of Flesh fight a tiny bit easier. I continue farming for the Cascade, to which I eventually get it from a Hellbat and reforge it to Demonic. I go to the end of my Hell Bridge, buff up, and summon the Wall of Flesh. Immediately, I realize this fight is going terribly, and I die with the wall not even at half health. I fish for a bit to get some more potions and summon the wall again. My notes say don't show this attempt, but I'm gonna show it anyways. Hoping that attempt was just a fluke, I summon him once more. I do even worse than my first attempt and die. I expand my Hell Bridge like that'll do anything, and summon him again to no avail. I summon him yet again, and actually make it past half health this time. Seeing his health fall past half gives me this tiny glimmer of hope that this fight just might be possible. I summon him again and get him past half health before dying. I even try Beanades and still die. Die, fish, die, die, expand bridge, die, die. And finally, after way too many attempts, I finally defeat the Wall of Flesh. But unfortunately, the recording's in 3 FPS, so not much I can do about that. I fix the recording and start smashing demon altars, not with a hammer. We get Cobalt, Mithril, and Adamantite. I shimmer my emblem into a warrior emblem and begin on the hard mode ore grind. While mining, I find a skeleton merchant selling the Gradient Yo-Yo, our next upgrade. I continue mining until I have enough for a Mithril Anvil, an Adamantite Forge, and full Adamantite armor. After remembering Frost armor exists, I wait for it to rain when I feel vibrations from deep below. While waiting for him to spawn, I even get a useless frozen key, and the night ends and he just never shows up. I build a proper arena for the mechs and even one in the hollow to see if I can beat Queen Slime. I summon her up, get to her second phase, and quickly perish. Ego thrown out the window, it starts raining, so I farm ice golems and get full frost armor as well as some frost wings. While building housing near the shimmer, I feel that this is going to be a terrible night. I get to my arena and the twins awaken. I am unable to get either of them into their second phase, and I am defeated. I remake the arena a bit, and wanting an easier fight, I summon Skeletron Prime. I'm able to get his laser hand down, but get stuck in his big head while trying to dash out with the shield. Hoping that fight was just a fluke, I sleep until night and summon Skeletron Prime once more. Turns out I was right, it was just a fluke, and Skeletron Prime is defeated. Wanting to fight the twins next, I sleep until night and awaken them. It takes a while because I'm only able to hit Spasmatism while he's dashing, but I am able to take him out, while Retinazer follows soon after. I open the treasure bag and get the Valkyrie Yo-Yo, one of 2 Dev Yo-Yos, almost tripling my damage output. Knowing this fight is going to be a breeze given my new yo-yo, I summon up the Destroyer and get this really sick dodge. Ego through the roof, I defeat the Destroyer on my first try, and the jungle grows restless. I instantly head into the jungle to collect chlorophyte and get enough for full turtle armor. I beat Queen Slime real quick and open up my Queen Bee arena to fashion a Plantera arena. I max out my health on Life Fruit and summon Plantera. The fight isn't too hard, but the second phase is the exact same story. I'm able to keep the same strategy as phase 1 and quickly defeat Plantera. Without skipping a beat, I head into the post-Plantera dungeon for a tabby and a black belt to make Master Ninja gear. I quickly get them both and head to the jungle temple to fight Golem, which will allow us to get the final yo-yo of the playthrough, the Eye of Cthulhu, which drops from Mothrons during a solar eclipse. While in the temple, I unfortunately die, forcing me to deal with the pirate invasion, to which I complete without dying even a single time. I quickly head back to the temple, buff up, and Golem awakens. The fight is unreasonably close, but I pull through and win on my first attempt. Wanting to finally get the final yo-yo of this playthrough, I immediately start up the solar eclipse. Mothron 1 drops nothing, same with Mothron 2. Only once a third Mothron spawns, it finally drops the yo-yo, with the demonic modifier on it too. Wanting the celestial shell, I start up another solar eclipse to get the moonstone from vampires, then fight Golem a bunch of times to get the sunstone. With everything I need in hand, I make the celestial stone and combine it with the moon shell to get the celestial shell. I reforge it a couple of times until I get menacing and decide to do a practice attempt of Duke with no potions. I'm quickly able to get to his second and third phase, but die very quickly to his third phase. Knowing I can beat him pretty easily if I just get a couple of potions, I fish for a bit, make the beetle wings, and summon him up, to which I defeat him on my very first attempt. In the hollow, I make an asphalt platform, and once nighttime arrives, I summon up the Empress of Light, which I also defeat on my very first attempt. Feeling that I'm as upgraded as I can be pre-Moonlord, I viciously murder a group of people for no particular reason, and kill their leader, which makes some weird pillar things show up. I quickly take care of all 4 of them without breaking 2 sweats, I broke 1, make a nurse healing station, and Moonlord awakens. About a minute into the fight, I'm able to take out his right eye, which is followed by his left eye a minute later. I'm able to take out his top eye after 2 minutes, leaving just his core to defeat before this playthrough is over. I recall to the nurse and miss the health, making me take heaps of damage, and I am eventually killed. Feeling like the dumbest idiot alive, I make a celestial sigil and summon up Moonlord again. I'm able to take out 2 of his eyes, and realizing I'm letting too many leech clots reach his mouth, which heal him, and once again mess up a nurse heal, which leads to my demise. While remaking my nurse healing box, I for some reason summon Moonlord without the nurse, and figure out something that might let me win. Right after Moonlord does his death ray attack, he closes his eye, which then makes him start taking life off of you. I unfortunately died due to a skill issue, but now with this knowledge, I finish remaking the nurse healing box and make the last sigil I can make. I then let Moonlord know that his impending doom approaches. I quickly get into a rhythm of seeing the death ray and getting ready for the leech clots. I take out the final eye, which gets rid of my only indicator of when he's about to grab me. I slip up a couple times due to his tongue showing up twice as frequently, but I'm able to consistently deal damage to his core despite that. With this really good new strategy, I finally take out his core, which finally completes this challenge. Never mind. I want to get the Terrarian, which is dropped from Moonlord. I fight him another time and manage to get the Terrarian. I set up the final yo-yo trophy, swing the Terrarian a couple times for good luck, and leave the world fulfilled. I had so much fun playing this playthrough, as well as making and editing this video. While most of my content is usually Geometry Dash, I recently started playing Terraria and decided to make this video. It took a whole lot longer than I expected, but that's only because I don't have very much time to record the audio you're hearing now. I don't expect this video to get that popular, so this is just here as a just in case. If this video does well, I may post another one, but that'll be a while from now. Anyways, this is the end of the video, so see ya!